Whilst I was younger, something I heard oftentimes was that crude oil is the mainstay of the Nigerian economy. And that thing I heard oftentimes during class in secondary school was that Nigeria is rich with many mineral resources like iron ore, bitumen, gold, coal, and of course crude oil. But after secondary school, getting to university, the mineral resource that I heard more often than others was crude oil. I used to wonder, why crude oil? Why not bitumen? Why not iron ore? Why not gold? Why is it that the government and the news media pay so much attention to crude oil? Not until I left university, I began to understand why crude oil was so important to not just the economy, to me as an individual, and of course to you. Recently, oil price dropped from about $80 to around $60 because of the trade war between China and US. Question you may have is that, how does this drop in oil price affect you as an individual, or does it even have an impact on you? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video. Hi, my name is Ogochukwu Okolocha. I'm a personal finance evangelist, and on this YouTube channel, I talk about money, personal finance, economics, investing, business, and anything that pertains to how best you can use the income you earn today to create transgenerational wealth. If you just found this YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button, and I assure you that every minute you spend on this channel will not be in vain. Welcome to day 8 of Economics 101. Today's focus is on why is oil price important. Before I talk about oil price, what exactly is oil? I mean crude oil, that mineral resource that is gotten from beneath the ground. When refined, we have products like diesel, petrol that we use to power our vehicles and equipment. So now, why is oil price very important? For a country like ours, that crude oil is the mainstay of the economy, it is when we sell crude oil that we earn dollars. And you know, Nigeria also is import dependent. Most of the things we consume in this country is imported. So we need dollars, not just to import products that we can consume locally. We also need dollars to fund our infrastructure development. So government spending is driven heavily by how much they can get from the sale of crude oil. This year budget is pegged at $75 per barrel. What this means is that the budgets for this year, they need a certain amount of money in naira, and that money is going to be earned from crude oil sales, pegged at $75 per barrel. So they've done the calculation that they will be able to meet up with these budgets for the year if they're able to sell crude oil at $35 per barrel. I think the target is to sell 2.01 million barrels per day at this price. Now, the problem starts when crude oil price falls below this. Crude oil price today is around $65 per barrel, and that's because of the trade war that's happening between the United States of America and China. Besides Nigeria, many other countries that rely heavily on crude oil sales to power their economy, they're going to face the heat. So for us, if you looked at the national dailies today, you'd have seen some ministers talking about how there's going to be a drag in infrastructural development this year and maybe the years to come if the oil price doesn't go back up. Already our budget requires some funding through borrowing, I think about 45 to 50%. Now imagine now that the other parts that are supposed to be funded by crude oil sales, we're not able to get that much from crude oil sales, then there's going to be a lot of problem in the economy. So this is something that you should have in mind. Now, the problem might not be so much, especially if the oil price can recover back to $35 and higher when China and US reconciles. The problem will be much when they don't reconcile. If oil price continues to fall, it fell to as low as I think $62 and just has risen up a bit. And I think for Bonny Light, because this is Brent, I think Bonny Light should be around $67. So if the price, doesn't recover very soon, then there's going to be, stagnation of different government projects, especially the roads, the airports, the ones that are undergoing construction, just name it. Once government reduces spending, it means that all of the private individuals that own contracts with the government, they're not going to get paid, and if they're not getting paid, that means there'll be less money flowing in the economy. If there's less money flowing in the economy, it's going to affect you as an individual that is doing business. Less people will patronize your business, and that's how it has a ripple effect on the economy. Once oil price goes higher, it's good for everybody in the country. Well, for politicians first, because they're the ones that are going to benefit the most from it. But then for the masses, because they will have more money to do projects. I hope you found this helpful. See you in the next one.